You are now tuned in to DAR Sports Media. Week 1 is in the books, and there's a lot of interesting follow-ups with my guy Tay here, especially with a Super Bowl preview of Monday night. But we'll start off with, man, you said the number one thing that you were looking forward to looking at was the rookies, the young players this weekend. We will get to your favorite rookie here shortly. Because that was an interesting game that I made the very unfortunate choice to make that my main primary game I watched on Sunday morning, specifically for this podcast. But can you guess who the number one rookie PFF rating is coming out of week 1?
Malik Neighbors?
Dominic Pooney, the fucking guard for the San Francisco 49ers. God damn it. Got a 79.1. That is my guy. He was pretty fucking dominant if you watch the game.
Yeah.
Already playing like a Pro Bowl player. Coming out of week 1, our pass protection score as an overall unit was ranked number 17, whereas most of last year it was between 26 and 32. So across the fucking board. Fuck yeah. Rookies, though. Your guy, Caleb Williams. In a game that set the game of football back about 15 years. I feel like, we were all getting younger watching that game. It was going so slowly and so poorly that we were actually all just aging watching. It was ugly. But at the same time, like I said in the group chat, sometimes you see, man, the infrastructure, the decision making, the fucking you see why some teams just stay bad forever. Like, They were just doing the coaching staff, the positions that people were being put in, the offensive line, like they were just doing nothing to fucking help this guy. Now, Williams did do some Caleb Williams-y things, and it did not fucking work in the NFL this week. So, accountability for those mistakes, especially, the scramble backwards that he got caught 20 yards. But there were so many fucking snaps where he was just getting immediate pressure right off the snap. What the fuck is he supposed to do with that? You got guys dropping passes or cutting off routes early. There was a wide open fucking throw to Keenan Allen that got missed. You got the coaches calling, they called these bubble screens 6-7 fucking times. They didn't work on any of them. And I get what you're trying to do because of the immediate pressure. You're trying to give them short stuff, but try something else then. Try a misdirection. Try a play action, quick dump, middle screen. Try something else than bubble screens because they're not fucking working. And then you're putting your rookie quarterback into third and throw, 3rd and 7+ when the O-line can't do nothing for him. It was so frustrating to watch on so many fucking levels. Bowling shoe ugly game. Caleb Williams had atrocious fucking stats. What'd you think, man?
The rookies, I say pretty much all of them look like rookies. Like, a lot of people struggle. No rookie had like a exceptional game. I'll say this though, I like Joe Alt and Dominic Pooney. They did perform to
Joe Alt was matched up head up against Max Crosby and didn't let him do shit.
He was doing good, He held his own. And like all the rookies, Jaden Daniels, he had I would say he had the best rookie quarterback game.
He did.
Yeah, 2 rushing touchdowns.
It was promising. There was some dynamic stuff going on there. Yeah,
no turnovers. I was excited about that. I didn't like the rushing attempts. He had like 16 carries, something like that. I wasn't a fan of that, but
way too many,
too high.
Yeah.
Like he shouldn't lead the team at the end of the year. He shouldn't lead the team in rushes. Like,
speaking of which,
too high for me.
Not to go game by game, but what the fuck? I avoided one of my favorite players in the league in all my fantasy drafts, Brian Robinson Jr., because they gave all that money to Austin Eckler. I guess they gave all that money to him to be a fucking player coach, for him to be a fucking a Gatorade pass out guy, because he wasn't doing a goddamn thing. They were feeding fucking Brian Robinson the rock while Austin Eckler hung out on the sideline and caught at his fucking buddy. What the fuck? If I would have known that, I would have taken Brian Robinson a lot more. I wonder if I can still get him on waivers in some of these leagues. Specifically, though, the Caleb Williams situation. What do you think of that game?
It was exactly how you described it. That was probably the most boring game. No offensive touchdown. Really, did anyone score? Did the Titans score offensively too? Because I know the Bears had no offensive touchdowns. I'm not sure about
I think they might have scored one.
But yeah, that's sad for teams to score as much as they 24-17 and only one offense like that. Come on now. But yeah, you explained it correctly. But yeah, Caleb Williams was like a rookie, still kind of in that college mode, trying to get up the game speed. It's faster than the preseason, and I think he figured that out yesterday. But it's like I said, it's the first game. I do expect like progression and whatnot. Like I don't think this is this means anything necessarily. So yeah, it wasn't a good game at all. He came out on top. That's why no one's really talking about it because they won. But yeah, against any other team any other week, that's a loss. You can't have 93 passing yards. But yeah, I was disappointed in the rookies, but then again, they are rookies, so it's not the end of the world because they got so much more time,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the vets look like shit this weekend too. So
true, that's true.
Axe is over there looking like he's about to fucking burst from trying not to laugh. What we're talking about the rookie performance. We're transitioning from last week. We're excited to see the rookies. We're talking about the rookie performances. What you think of the rookies?
To be fair, as far as Bo Nix is concerned,
good Lord,
he went against Mike McDonald. To be fair, so I'm going to stall him out. 42 pass attempts for 138 total yards is crazy. We'll see how that goes.
He backed up one time. I was checking in on that game because I was laughing at the Seahawks' misfortune in the first half. I told the Seahawks in that first half. I told my buddy, I said, "Are they going to win a single fucking game this year?" They looked crazy. That offensive line, boy.
That they gonna be good,
man. But so I'm checking in on the game. And Nix backs up and he throws a pass, and the fucking commentary guy was like, "Oh no!"
I heard that part. I remember.
Oh my gosh!
So
it was fucking gross.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels. He played fairly well, but Washington's defense really let them down. So that's not really his fault.
It's tough because that looks like it might end up being one of the worst defenses that there is in the league.
Yeah.
So
sure. Caleb Williams, like I saw one play in particular, I was like, he can't do that. He tried to spin out of a sack, and then the lineman clipped him. He lost like 20 plus
20 yards. Yeah, and just basically ended the drive right there.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to avoid those type of plays. But he did okay. The defense saved him, especially because Will Levis threw that outrageous flip pass.
So, Will Levis, that act's gonna get old fucking fast. Because you can't be, I don't know if you were watching the game, but they showed it a bunch of times. He's on the fucking sideline continually fucking barking at everybody and clapping his hands and hollering. Like, you can't suck and also be doing that. Like, that's how it works, bro. Like, that's gonna be over pretty fucking quick, I think.
I got one question for our Pissy. I'm seeing a thing, and I'm starting to believe it's true. A quarterback drought. Like the quarterbacks that's coming in the league ain't playing as well. And somebody has showed the quarterbacks from the 2000s. It was like Big Ben and Aaron Rodgers, Brady, Peyton Manning. It was like we were spoiled. And Drew Brees, it had like Phillip Rivers. It had everybody from our era on the list. And all the passing yards they had in the season. It was like 4,500 and up. And then everybody was struggling to get to 200 on Sunday. It was a lot of his
I don't know if it's necessarily a quarterback drought. I think it's the league just works differently. Like September's like the real preseason kind of thing. You know what I mean? I think everybody was just kind of stop start herky jerky a little bit on Saturday because if you think about it, like think of all the games we had in week 1 where you had, both sides had like a badass quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You had Thursday night, obviously, a phenomenal opening game. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. Then you got Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts. Sunday you had Anthony Richardson against CJ Stroud. You had Trevor Lawrence against Tua. You had in the late,
have a combo about Trevor Lawrence soon.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you know what I'm saying?
I don't know if he's an elite quarterback.
Oh no, yeah, come on, man. We'll talk at the end of the season. Come on, man.
You're still a Trevor Lawrence guy.
He doesn't suck. Like he acted like he's a bust, and that I kind of got that.
Well, I don't know. I don't think that he's a bust. I don't think that he's a bust, but when you have to remember, this dude we've talked about it before, man. This dude was being treated like he was an Andrew Luck level prospect. And I don't know if he's been a top 12 quarterback the whole time he's been in the league.
Oh, yes.
And he blew a 17-7 lead on Sunday. So, let's not absolve him of
that. I don't give blown leads to quarterbacks. That's not their fault. There's a defense as well. I don't believe in that. But Trevor Lawrence is one of them ones. Like I don't think Trevor Lawrence is regular like your Jared Goff and whatnot. Trevor Lawrence is better than all those quarterbacks for sure.
Better than Goff. Goff been to a Super Bowl and almost got to the Super Bowl last year.
I don't care how that doesn't mean you're better than another player. That doesn't mean you're better than another player. Like
I mean,
Trevor Lawrence is better than Dak, Kirk Cousins, like that tier of mid. Trevor Lawrence clears them.
What?
Nah, Dak's going to get me to the playoffs every year. He ain't going to play.
Hold on. It's cool. That's cool. I just want you to show me a single fucking measurement other than your opinion that would prove what you're saying. Because Goff has more accomplishments. Goff has better numbers every
he's
year.
Been in the league like 7 more years. Like, come on,
he's not that much older.
It's not a logical argument to say it has more. Of course, who's older? That's how football works.
I'm top. Okay. You're just gonna ignore what I just said about year-over-year numbers.
Oh, I don't. It's not necessarily about numbers because I could just pull out the card. Well, Trevor Lawrence had so and so. Like I could do that too, but that's why I don't necessarily look at the numbers because stuff is
you can't.
You don't have any metrics to back this up. Jared Goff is borderline elite.
Like Jared Goff is a game manager. Trevor Lawrence is not a game manager. There's a difference.
Yeah, no, he's not a game manager. He's a game wizard. That's true. Rookie performances is what we're talking about. Very pleased over here on my end because Dominic Pooney, the guard for the 49ers, has the number 1 rookie PFF score after week 1. Looked like a fucking Pro Bowler out there. Elevated our pass protection score by quite a bit. I know that probably the number 1 rookie performance that you were looking for and had to avert your eyes from was old Bobo.
Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Didn't like what I saw the Broncos in general. Really uneven performance, and not like the Seahawks were that much.
They were fucking up in the first half, giving them safeties and shit. Yeah.
To me, that game was like, hey, do you want this? Nah, I don't want it. You can have it. Do you want? Nah, you can have it. It's like going back and forth trying to get a game away, and everybody fucking stunk. Bo Nix, not a great start to the career. But once again, I don't want to take too much away from anything that we saw because it's just week 1. Things can change. Things can obviously, teams don't fully round into what they're gonna be. I'd say until you get to that 6th or 7th week and you start to see a little bit more of an identity shape, especially with teams that have rookies in prominent position. You can't expect a rookie to go out there in the first real game of their career and light them up. but it didn't look good. It really didn't look good. But I'm not taking anything away from that too much. I know when I came in, you guys were talking about Jaden Daniels. Decent performance, I'd say.
Yeah.
You know, I think we all know the Commanders' issue is not necessarily just their offense, their defense. I mean, the Baker Mayfield looked like goddamn
Hey,
Patrick Mahomes out that motherfucker. He looked like Patrick
we were
Mahomes
talking
out there.
about it in the preseason. Kind of feels like everybody's sleeping on them, and maybe they shouldn't. Because woo,
You know, there's a wealth of talent in Tampa Bay. There's a huge
Yeah.
wealth, and I think people
Yeah.
forget. Like you talking about Chris Godwin, you talking about Mike Evans, you talking about Rashad White. Just
You know-
that alone, from an offensive perspective, that's a lot. That's a lot to deal with on that. You know, on them lines.
I was thinking about it. Mike Evans might be the most underrated player in the league
it's hard because
I feel like he never comes up, but that motherfucker is unstoppable and quarterback. Yeah, unstoppable, quarterback proof, year in and year out, consistent. Doesn't cause no fucking problems, no fucking drama. Just out there fucking putting in work, he's still out there. He was winning 50-50 balls and shit this weekend, fighting fucking DBs. That motherfucker.
The numbers don't,
man. Straight years with 1,000 yards with all them quarterbacks, insane. He's gonna have another one.
He's quick. He's in that class. I think, you know, at first when I first saw Mike Evans, you know, start putting up those numbers, and I saw people like, oh, it's the most insignificant 1,000-yard seasons, blah blah blah. But it's like at some point when you're that consistent, you keep
if it's the
doing it,
one
like,
of those motherfuckers,
yeah, like you can't at that point. Like after the first few, I can say the first two, like, all right, let's see, and then you keep going through different quarterbacks. He's just great at what he does, so you gotta give him credit.
Real quick, you know, one victory for Team Tay. Your boy Lad McConkey, man, he was out there getting filthy on some people during that Chargers Raiders game. What stood out to you week one? Pick something there, Tay. What stood out?
The Ravens, they stood out to me. Took an L, like always. Obviously, like I said, the Ravens.
Great fucking game.
That really stood out to me, man. That was my favorite game. But yeah, like Xavier Worthy, that's a rookie that I didn't say. He probably had one of the best rookie games. Now I think about it.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
he had the best rookie game. Yeah,
man, that Chiefs offense.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, you know I have Mahomes on one of my fantasy teams, and you know obviously that's like a big value trade off because you got to kind of trade up at quarterback to get Mahomes. And I wasn't even upset because if you watch that game, they had going into it was like 6 p.m. on Sunday, and they had 2 of the top 10 fantasy receivers on the Chiefs, even though Mahomes only scored like 15 points. What I'm saying is watching that game, they left a lot. They still scored as much as they did while leaving a lot of points on the fucking field. That offense looks like it's going to be fucking ridiculous this year if everybody stays healthy. Fucking insane.
I agree. Yeah, the Ravens defense took a step back. Like I said, also and whatnot. But Isaiah Likely, I've been saying this for a few years. I think Isaiah Likely is a starter. Like
I was thinking of you guys. I was like, shit, this is really going to be the Isaiah Likely year. It's actually happening.
Yeah, Mark Andrews, it might be his time. Like they could use him as a trade piece, but he definitely popped out. Like you saw it, especially if you watched the Ravens last year. You saw Isaiah Likely had something different when Mark Andrews was out, and people were panicking like, "Oh, he's out for the season." Isaiah Likely filled right in, and I would say he played better. So it just showed like the Ravens need to implement him more, and I guess they knew the same thing as what we were saying. But yeah, that was my favorite game. The Ravens losing to the Chiefs.
What stood out to you, Axe, week one?
He fired that shot at me because I was pointing at him and laughing because he wants me to trade him Lad McConkey in our fantasy league, and I refused. That's why he mentioned that Ravens shot. But anyway, like I said, the Saints were really impressive in their game. Even though the Panthers are cheats, the Saints did look strong. Derek Carr played
Goodness
really
gracious.
well. I thought the Giants there horrendously bad. I don't know who's worse out of them and the Panthers. I thought that stood out. Like Daniel Jones was awful. Kayvon Thibodeau, he talks a lot, but to get 0 tackles and then blow off the media, I thought that was kind of weird. I don't know. Like
that's Kayvon Thibodeau for you. That's Kayvon Thibodeau for you.
Yeah.
He's going to make 9 splash plays on national TV games. That's going to get people. It's going to, but ain't nothing fucking there, meat and potatoes wise.
Yeah. Also, the Jets. I don't know about this Aaron Rodgers thing. I think the Achilles, like him and Kirk Cousins.
I was going to do that one for mine, but I guess we'll get Tay in here right now. That little game ski last night.
The Jets, bro.
Hey, he sure was. Tay, what the fuck was that?
Oh, that's just week 1, man. They just had an off night. That'll be all right. That went 5 in a row. That was a fluke. That
was a fluke.
Aaron Rodgers hasn't played in 2 years, man. Yeah, that was a fluke.
He looked like it too.
Yeah.
Look, I know. Probably people expect
Aaron Rodgers in his Randy Moss on the Titans era. That's what's going on right now.
Expected me to hop on here and hooting and hollering and stomping around about that, but I'm not. So what? Think that raggedy fucking Jets coach would have come across the country week fucking 1 and fuck around with the fucking gold standard? The fuck out of here. Knew that game was going to go that way from the fucking beginning. Shit.
Oh yeah, last thing. Shout out to Jared Mayo getting his first win as the Pats coach. That's my last thing.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy, right? I saw a lot of Pats fans were very excited, and I think they could probably be better than people thought. The thing is that type of build, it usually catches up with you at some point. The super limited quarterback, play mistake free, run the ball, play great defense. At some point, that ain't gonna be, it's gonna catch up to him. But it was fun week 1. God damn, I wonder how many eliminator pools got fucked up by that. I don't know any game. Maybe. What's it called? Saints Panthers. Maybe Vikings over Giants were games where you would have had a lot of people picking that for their eliminator game, but I feel like the majority, man, that wiped out a ton of fucking people. Bengals, Pats. True. What about you, man? What stuck out week 1?
I guess for me, I guess if I break it down by most exciting game to me was the Rams and Lions.
Kind of hated awesome game.
Kind of hated the fact I really didn't want the Lions just kind of walk them down like that. Just in as soon as OT, I didn't want to see it go that way. I wanted to kind of a little bit more.
The Rams were gassed, man. The Rams were fucking
it was
gassed.
You could see they had nothing left. But kudos to the Rams, man. They down 2 scores and got themselves back in the game. I thought that was a phenomenal game. Will not say anything positive about the Cowboys. So fuck them as always. The Texans and Colts game stuck out to me a little bit too. Like I know people talk about the Saints and how well they look, but I mean the Panthers are just dog shit, and it's kind of like they continue to be dog shit and gonna always be dog shit. So I'm not gonna even really.
Tay's favorite team you're talking about there.
I'm sorry, the Panthers. That's his team. That's Tay's team.
He was talking very positively. Look at
the hell wrong, you
positively about them
week 1, man. I'm not stressing over week 1.
Well, speaking of week 1, what happened with the that 85 Bears defense that I heard so much about the Jets had?
Week 1.
Hey,
like how everyone sucked.
I'm just
Brock Purdy didn't throw any touchdowns.
What happened to that? What happened to that defense?
Purdy?
What happened?
I'm gonna take that for Tay.
What happened? What happened with Brock Purdy making the second best throw of the whole fucking weekend? That the $30 million man fucking Brandon Ayuk fucking dropped.
He didn't have to do anything.
Fuck.
Hey man, that IU TD that fucked me up.
What
That
happened to
fucking-
that defense is they like played every fucking snap of the game. Basically, I was going to give you shit, but in reality, that's what happened. It's week one. You can't. They were on the field for the whole fucking game. It seemed like, right? Like that's what happens. No matter how talented you are, no matter how good you are, if you're stuck on the field for that minute, I think the 49ers had like 72 snaps or something like that. Week one, there's just nothing you're gonna fucking do against that. That Jets offense and was fucking. Oh boy, they got some problems.
Week
I don't know.
two.
I don't know if they have problems or if the Niners defense is just really good or it's both. What I will say is 4th and 1 with the game online going empty gun was hilarious.
That shit was, man, they made some dumbass decisions down the stretch.
But the brain trust is Nate Hackett and Robert Saleh. About to be some fucking shenanigans going on up there. What are you looking forward to week 2, Tay?
People to right their wrongs, like players that didn't do good last week. Like I want to see the Jets. Like I was just looking at their schedule, like who they play on Sunday. They play the Titans. Like I think that's a good get back game. You know, get a win.
Yeah, it sure seems like it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
because fuck.
Yeah, like I'm looking more stuff like that. Players that didn't do much, you know, like off to a slow start. I want to see like how they come along. If the Browns are gonna come out flat again against the Jaguars, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, I just got my eye on players and teams that haven't shown anything so far. The Panthers as well. They got blown out. I want to see if they're that team this year that just gets blown out every week, or just a off week. So that's really what I'm gonna be looking for in week 2. Like, again, players and teams that haven't shown me anything so far.
Are you looking forward to Giants Commanders, the resistible force against the movable object?
Nah.
The league's worst offense.
Commanders gonna lose that.
Defense. Yeah,
Commanders gonna lose.
I don't know. You got to score a point to win a game. Axe, what are you looking forward to week 2, man?
Definitely looking forward to the Bills and Dolphins this Thursday for sure. I think that's a fire game. Seahawks and Patriots, that'll be a defensive battle. Saints and Cowboys should be decent. We'll see how legit the Saints are, if the Panthers are that trash, like Tay said. Browns and Jaguars. I hope the Jags win. I need the Browns to go to 0-2. I need the nasty man to keep struggling. He looked horrendous. I needed to keep going this way. He's trash.
Man, that is
yeah.
I don't know what to call it. It's a fucking if that is gonna end up like on an all-time list of just fucking disaster if it keeps going the way it's going. He don't even belong as a backup right now.
Yeah.
He's so fucking bad that people I respect, shows I listen to, were like, you can't even evaluate if the Cowboys are good or not. Because multi-time sexual offender Deshaun Watson was so fucking horrible that you can't even, it's like it doesn't even just throw it out kind of shit. Insane. Keep going.
Bucks and Lions. We get to see how legit the Buccaneers are.
Yes.
That's a good game. Ravens and Raiders. Hopefully the Ravens shake back in the home win. I ain't gonna go too deep into that. Rams and Cardinals. I think that's a solid matchup. Cardinals played the Bills pretty well, so we'll see if they're legit. I hope the Chiefs beat the Bengals. Bengals need to go to 0-2. Bears and Texans. Stroud versus Caleb Williams. I can dig it. It's a solid week too. A lot of intriguing matches.
True. What about you?
The game I'm looking forward to the most is Buccaneers and Lions, just because I want to see. I want to see it. I think both. I also want to see my guy St. Brown have a bounce back, because he didn't have the best game against the Rams. So I'd like to see him have a bit of a bounce back. But that Buccaneers and Lions game is, to me, that's the game I'm looking forward to the most. I have a slightly vested interest in the Bengals and the Chiefs. for a couple of reasons. I got a not a bet per se, but someone who is rooting for the Bengals says that they're going to demolish the Chiefs, which I don't believe that's going to happen. So I need the Chiefs to whoop their ass. Bears and Texans also is intriguing to me just because, Caleb versus CJ and just kind of seeing, how well that the Bears defense looked interesting this week. So want to see that. Bills and Dolphins obviously going to be a good one too. I have a weird feeling that the Falcons and Eagles game is going to be hilarious, but also highly entertaining. Couldn't give you a reason why, but I just feel like it's going to be highly entertaining. I don't think the Eagles are going to walk, kind of breeze through this one too easily. And for some reason, I just see Kirk Cousins finding something along along this.
He's gonna fucking need to, because he looked like a guy who maybe moved on to the next fucking stage of his career. It's usually reserved for people that we see in Indianapolis Colts uniforms. Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan, that type of phase of his career.
And my last choice, because I hate myself, is Steelers and Broncos.
Hey.
Bo Nix, Bo Nix bounce back. My man Cortland gonna get out there and
bounce back up off the ground is what he's gonna do. God,
the Steelers aren't that good to me, so they didn't look that good to be against the Falcons. So I'm holding hope. You just wish. Yeah, that's about it. Honestly, man, I think it's a solid week 2. I could give no fucks about the Cowboys. So even though the Saints game is a little intriguing, I could give no fucks about I have a deep-seated hate for the Cowboys. So I'm not looking forward to that one. Although I do find it funny that I think Tay said something about the Jets bouncing back against the Titans. I want to see that game because I don't think it's going to be a super easy thing. So we'll see.
The Bengals Chiefs thing is interesting because the Bengals really can't afford to go 0-2. They still got the Ravens twice. They still got the Steelers twice. They got the Cowboys. The Chargers will probably be rounding into shape by that time. They got the Eagles. Yeah, if the Bengals drop to 0-2, it could be tough sledding out there. Could be a not a great season.
Nah, because if they go 0-2, they got the Commanders and Panthers. Boom, they're 2-2, and I don't think so. They'll just bounce back and just beat on the next 2 teams, and it'll pick them back up.
Well, if they go 3-3 in the next, in those games I named off,
they'll go on a win streak. I think the Bengals are good enough for that. I don't think they're this middling team.
What the fuck did you see on Sunday that applied that to you? You're going with the week
start
one.
Off like this every year. They start off like this every year.
Yeah,
literally every year. They always start off like this.
All right. Well, DAR Sports starts and ends like this every fucking year, crushing it on the NFL coverage. We got the college football show coming up this week. It's going to be an interesting one. A lot of interesting things happen this weekend for some of T's favorite teams, favorites in the top 25. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout. We'll be back next week. NFL, college football, might drop a week in wrestling, depending on the news that breaks or doesn't break going on this week. Take a look at our Medium site. Take a look at all the things. Also, check out the Week in Wrestling that we just did. Me and True put a pretty solid episode earlier on this week talking about the differences in the 2 wrestling companies and the 2 pay-per-views that just happened, both of which were excellent. Check out the Medium site. Articles dropping all the fucking time. Everything you can think of. Basketball, football, wrestling, all of it. Classics, all of it. And then check out our sports coverage on here. As you can see, from the piles of projects that we're naming off, the world of DAR never stops.